This is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. So I got my picture today from Jilly's Art. She's on Instagram and Facebook, but her Instagram is private. So if you want to follow her on Facebook, she drew or painted this with coffee and watercolor. And she got this off. She was on YouTube like one day and was like, you know what? I'm going to paint people on YouTube because they're looking at the camera all the time. So she was inspired by one of my videos. It did get a little messed up on the way here, but it's still beautiful. And I can flatten it out and put it into a frame somewhere. I have a lot of frames downstairs. I actually was going to use them to do something creative with them, but now I can use one for an actual purpose other than sitting there collecting dust, like so many things do. But I love it, and thank you so much. I know it's been a little bit since I've done a reading. I did pull cards a little while ago, so I guess we could look at these. This is my Masculine Madness 2 and my Masculine Madness, and we had Teach Me how to love you the right way so I stop screwing it up, and Lust, I admire every sexy inch, and then Alleviate, I need to release this intense desire and pressure. So there may be a lot of like heavy desire with you and somebody, and they may feel like they need to alleviate that, but they also probably know that like coming at it in certain ways isn't going to lead to there, and it's maybe going to screw things up so that never gets to happen, because you know what I mean? Like I don't want to keep messing up. Like I want that, but I also don't want to mess up, so that like, you know, I don't think it's necessarily just to get that, but I feel like they're afraid of that messing it up because of how much that is there, present and powerful. So they're like, I have so much love for you. It makes me crazy. I know you feel it too. Are we just losing our minds, or is this what true love feels like? And they're like, what the fuck? Like, how is this? Like, what is this? What is this? And I'm sure many of you probably understand. Like, what the fuck is this? And then stop trying so hard to impress me. You already blow me away. I feel like they may feel like you're trying really hard to impress them or make them feel certain ways. And I don't think you necessarily are. I feel like they may just be impressed by you, or they may just be, you know, feeling that desire for you. And it's like, stop trying to impress me. And it's like, you're just existing. You know what I mean? You're not really, I feel that's the energy I'm getting here, is that like this person's overthinking things, or they're intimidated by the desire or the intensity or the presence of your energy, and they're like gazing into your eyes is like looking into the tranquility of the sea, and it feels like the waves crashing on the shore. So when you think of the ocean, man, the ocean is intense, it's huge, it's vast, and it's dark, and it's like we don't know what's down there. We know less about what's down there than we do about space and all that stuff out there. And there's so many like weird things about it, and there's like oceans within the earth, like oceans that they know about that like are other oceans, just oh yeah, that's the inner earth ocean. Like it's huge, it's vast, and it's powerful, but it's also tranquil and relaxing and nice. And I feel like that's how they feel about you, is like, oh my god, but at the same time drawn to it, impressed by it, wanting it, but fearing it. And then I have so much going on right now. I'm so sorry I can't be who you need me to be. And I can't do this right now. I'm so frustrated. So this is probably causing problems too. Like, you know. And they're like, I have no idea what I'm even doing anymore. Like, what the fuck am I even doing? Why am I doing it? Where am I going to do it? Why? What? Nah. Comes back to I need to release my pressure. And then you've sparked something deep inside of me, so they could feel like, what the hell, man? What did you do? You did something to me, because now I'm like obsessed about it, or can't handle it. And then I pray you will forgive me. So they could also have a lot of things going on inside of them too. Like, I can't do, like, I teach me how, if I messed up, I pray that you'll forgive me because I did stupid shit and I'm no good and I'm toxic and blah, blah, blah. Now, that's not maybe necessarily, yeah, I feel like you probably know, like, even just the awareness of that, like, hope you're gonna forgive me, teach me, that right in itself is enough to shift things. It's like, okay, just don't do that again. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been purifying my mind and soul, but I feel like they have been, and they're probably well aware of, like, what is, like, okay, that was not a good thing, right? I hope you forgive me. And then, okay, so don't do that. It's pretty simple. But I feel like they're over complicating it. You know what I mean? Overthinking it, overcomplicating it. Feels like I'm losing my mind. Probably going through an awakening too. And that's causing them to probably just be like, whoa. Because when you go through an awakening, depending on what level you're at and all of that, you intensify your emotions and your awareness of things and your awareness of yourself and your input into the planet, into on to other people. Like, you feel more guilt, you feel more love, you feel more, like, you know, just like responsibility. You feel more aware of your, like, imprint or your footprint or your energy or your actions or your past or your whatever. But then there's also, like, a time of acceptance of realizing, like, we can't change anything that already was. The only thing we can change is who we are in the moment. And if we're unhappy in the current circumstances that we're in, and we know what we're desiring, and we know that we want to do it right, we set that intention to do it right, and then we try and do it right. And if we don't, we heal and we grow, we change. There'll be a reason for these things that go on. And then we have exploring every inch of you, studying. So again, I feel like this person is maybe trying to figure out what to do, because they could be feeling like they're slowly losing you, or that you're fading away from them. And again, it could be because of things they've done or said, or, you know, how they've behaved, or how they portrayed, or just whatever's been going on. Because it's like, I'm ashamed of what I've said, either to you or to other people or to their family or to even themselves. You know, it's like, I'm ashamed of the stuff that I said and did or didn't do. And then it's like, what am I even running? Like, why am I running from something I desire? And then, I'm sorry for turning my back on you the times you need me most. So again, I feel like this may be tied to, like, I'm sorry, you know, teach me how to do it the right way. I pray you're going to forgive me, because maybe I left at times where you needed me to be there, instead of just, like, looking on or being aware of, but not showing up for. And I feel like, again, the awareness of that comes from soul cleansing. Maybe it does come from slowly losing you. Maybe now they're ready to open their heart, now that the space is there for them to choose to do it on their own, rather than you just sitting there waiting for them to do it. That will help, usually, for people to shift things. And it says, nobody understands the darkness inside of me, inner demons. I'm drowning in my despair, and I finally see. So they could be doing some shadow work and facing those inner demons, and now kind of feeling like, oh no, like, I don't want to let go of this. Like, maybe again, but they feel like, I think they need to let go of that. They need to let go of the, I'm no good, I'm toxic. If they're your twin flame, your divine counterpart, your mirror, you probably have a lot of things in common. And you will see that as you grow and as you evolve. And I will taste your sweet kiss again. Sweetness. My bed feels empty without you. I'm fighting so hard to become a better man, and I'm worried about my legacy. So this card came out yesterday. And I think that could tie into that, like, I'm sorry, like, for what I said and shit like that. Like, they could have talked to their friends. They could be thinking about, like, what they've already said to people about things, or how they portray themselves to be. Maybe they're not, like, they're not confident enough to embrace this new version of themselves that is an awakened version of themselves, or is a different version of themselves than who they used to be. But they may just need to acknowledge and accept, like, that's just what happens. And nobody out here is, like, holding you accountable to stay the same. Usually people want people to change because it's an improvement. unless you're going down a solid path of destruction, most people are going to embrace your changes. They may not always understand them, but if they're the right people, they're going to be okay about it. They're not going to be like, oh, and if they do, they're not the right people for you. So you don't need to run away from being true to you. And it says, I can't let go. So again, I feel like they don't want to let go of the connection. You are very tempting to them, but they may just be nervous about if you feel like open or accepting to them. You have no idea how badly I would want to taste you. So again, lots of that energy present. And yeah, again, I really feel like they may be impressed by you and desiring you heavily. And it's like, yes, the more confident you are, the more they want you, and the more they feel like you're trying to impress them. And it's like, you're really not. You're just being confident, and you're just being who you are, and that could be causing them to be frustrated because they want to let you in, but they don't know how. There could be, different types of dynamics mixed up in here too, or other parties involved in this, or things that have happened with other people at other times. They could even just be confused about themselves or who they are at this time, because when we wake up, we usually realize we have these different sides of ourselves, and then we have like inner stuff that's been repressed, and then we start opening it up and healing it and acknowledging it and looking at it, thinking about it, talking about it, feeling it, and it changes us. But we're here to taste the rainbow. We're here to experience everything. So you calm the raging parts of me, you calm this person down, you got to yum at 11:44, but they have a lot of anxiety, they need to calm down. And then I hate knowing how much pain I've caused. I'm truly sorry. I can't make you happy. And I feel like they're annoyed with themselves for this. And they have no idea what to do anymore. But they say, I hate it. You feel so far away. And yet I know how close you really are. But I do feel like this person is going through some soul cleansing because they're very tempted by you. Don't want to let go. And they're sick of pretending to be someone they're not. Wearing that mask at 12:12. Thank you again for the beautiful picture. In Malay, namaste. These decks are on my Etsy shop, as well as many other things. My candles, my sprays, my oils, my magic. There is also readings available on divineessential.com, but they are on a 72-hour return at this time for most of them. And